13 Roads. Here is a tale I have not yet forgotten. Koschei Volnen hid his death in 7 things over the course of 40 years, and the 7th thing he hid it inside was a child of 5 named Vasna, who was promised to him at her birth by a father who needed the money, and who is, now that she is 22 and grown and married to a man she loves, still walking around in the country of the 13 roads with Koschei's death inside her, not knowing she carries it. If she dies, Koschei dies with her. If she lives, Koschei lives. He has not, in 17 years, sent anyone to harm her. He has, on the contrary, paid for her safety every year, quietly, through 3 intermediaries, in coin and food, and twice in medicine, because his life depends on hers. He has also not, in 17 years, said a single word aloud. The Tongueless Road took his voice as the price for letting him hide his death so well that no person on earth can reach it. I will tell you how a man hides his death. I will tell you what the Tongueless Road takes for the favor. I will tell you what Vasna does not know about herself, and what her husband has begun to suspect about her, and what I, the Wanderer, have not yet decided whether I am going to tell either of them before I leave the country for the last time. The Tongueless Road runs through the marsh country in the west. It is the road of silences. It is the road a man takes when he has a thing he needs hidden so deep that no person and no road and no God can find it, and is willing to pay for the hiding with the thing in himself that wants to confess. Koschei Volnen took the Tongueless Road at 26. He was not a sorcerer then. He was a moneylender with a small shop in a town called Veshka, and a wife and an infant son, and a debt collector's habit of doing what was, in his own private accounting, a little worse each year. The thing that drove him to the Tongueless Road was not magic. The thing that drove him to the Tongueless Road was a creditor of his own, a man called Yorov, who had been overcharged once too many times by Koschei, and who had begun to ask, around the town of Veshka, certain questions about what Koschei had taken from a tinker's widow named Elenya, and whether Elenya had really died of a fever or whether she had died of something Koschei put in her tea. Koschei had put something in Elenya's tea. He had done it because she had inherited a small house, and he had wanted the house. Yorov was getting close. Koschei walked the Tongueless Road one night in autumn and made a bargain. The bargain was this: the road would take his voice. The road would, in exchange, allow him to hide his death, the small spark in him that, when extinguished, would mean he was gone, inside another thing, and then inside another thing, inside that thing, and so on, as deep as he could afford. Each layer cost a year of his voice. Each layer also cost something else, but the road would not tell him in advance what. He hid his death the first time inside a needle. That was the first layer. The road took a year of his voice. He hid the needle inside an egg. 2 years of voice gone. He hid the egg inside a duck. 3. He hid the duck inside a hare. 4. He hid the hare inside an iron chest. 5. He hid the chest inside a hollow oak on an island in a marsh nobody had a name for. 6. At the 6th layer, Koschei was 29, voice gone, but not finished. The road had given him one more layer if he wanted it. He had to choose. 6 was deep. 6 no living person could reach without knowing exactly where to look. 6 was, the road implied, enough for a man who was being looked at by a creditor. But Koschei did not only want to be hidden from a creditor. Koschei wanted to be unkillable. He took the 7th layer. The road told him, the 7th has a different cost. The 7th is hidden in a person. The person has to be a child of 5. The person will, while she lives, carry your death in her. While she lives, you cannot die. While she lives, you cannot be killed by any weapon, or any poison, or any rope. While she lives, you will live also in any condition the world puts you in, and you will not age past the age at which you took her, because the road keeps you frozen at the moment of the layer. The road told him, she does not have to know. The road told him, She does not have to love you, the road told him. You do, however, have to keep her alive. If she dies, in any way, by illness, by accident, by old age, by a tree falling on her, by anything, you die with her. The seventh layer is your life chained to hers. Whatever protects her, protects you. Whatever harms her, harms you. Koschei said, Who? The road said, Any child of 5 whose father is willing to sell. Koschei went up the Tongueless Road into the marsh country, looking for a father who was willing to sell. He found one in a village called Drone-by-Marsh, 16 days' walk from Veshka. The father was a man called Bren Krov, who had 4 children and no winter food, and a wife who was sick. The youngest child was Vasna. She was 5. She had dark hair. She had a small scar on her left cheek from a fall against a stove at 3. She did not, the day Koschei walked into Drone-by-Marsh, know that her father was making any kind of bargain. Koschei could not speak. He wrote on a slate. He wrote, I will pay you in gold the value of 40 winters of food for your village, in exchange for the right to put a thing of mine inside your daughter Vasna that will not harm her and will not change her and will not be felt by her. The thing will leave her at her death, naturally. She will live her life. She will not know she carries it. You will not tell her. I will not appear in her life again. You will not see me after today. He wrote, I will pay you now. He wrote, the thing is my death. Bren Krov stood in his own kitchen and read this. He was 41. His wife was in the bed dying of a thing that, with the gold Koschei was offering, could be cured. His other 3 children were thin. He had in his hand the slate that named the price. He said, she will not know. Koschei wrote, she will not know. Bren said, she will not be hurt. Koschei wrote, she will be safer than any other child in the country. I will spend the rest of my life making sure of it. My life depends on hers. Bren said, she will not have to see you again. Koschei wrote, she will never see me. I will not exist for her. Bren said, yes. Koschei went into the room where Vasna was sleeping. He laid his hand on her chest. He held it there for the count of 7 heartbeats. Her heart took the death of Koschei Volnen into it, and the death sat down, and the death made itself small, and the death has been there since. Koschei left Drone-by-Marsh that night. He went back along the Tongueless Road. He has not since gone back to Veshka. He has not since been seen by his wife, who had thought him dead for 16 years before she received the news from one of his intermediaries that he had been alive all along, and had quietly remarried in the south, and had asked her, through the intermediary, to please not seek him. He has, however, watched Vasna. He has watched her at 5, and at 6, and at 7. He has watched her at 12, when she nearly died of a fever in Drone-by-Marsh, and his 3 intermediaries spent every coin he had to bring a physician from the city in time, and the physician arrived in time. He has watched her at 15, when she was nearly drowned in a flood, and the man who pulled her out of the water, though no one in Drone-by-Marsh knows this, was paid in advance by an intermediary of Koschei's to be at the right place at the right moment. He has watched her at 20, when she married a young carter named Tomec who is, the wanderer can tell you, a decent man, and not a thing Koschei had any hand in. Koschei is 46 years old in body and 29 years old in the only way that matters, the way the road froze him at the moment of the 7th layer. He has a small house in the south of the country. He is alone. He does not speak. He has never married again. He has not, since the bargain, hurt another person. He pays his 3 intermediaries and writes on his slate, and waits to find out whether Vasna will live a long life or a short one, and whether his unkillability ends in 20 years or in 70. He is, the Wanderer can also tell you, sorry for what he did to Elenya. He cannot say it. Vasna's husband, Tomec, has begun to notice things. He has begun to notice that his wife is, at 22, the healthiest woman in the village, that her cuts close in half the time of a normal woman's, that fevers leave her in a single night, that the heavy weight of her father's farm has not aged her hands the way it ages other women's hands. He has begun to notice that strangers, twice a year, come through Drone-by-Marsh and find a way to stand near Vasna and look at her for a long time before they leave. He has begun to notice that Vasna has dreams she will not describe, in which a man is sitting at a small wooden table in a house she has never seen, writing on a slate, his face turned slightly away, and that she wakes from these dreams calm rather than afraid. He has not yet asked her about it. I sat with Tomec last winter, in the kitchen of the small house Vasna grew up in, which is also the house in which Koschei laid his hand on her chest 17 years ago. And I asked him if he had ever, while she slept, looked at her face and thought there was someone else in it. Tomec said, yes. He said, I do not know who. He said, I do not know if she does. He said, do you know? I said, yes. I am leaving the country, Tomec, before the next harvest. I'm going up the Tongueless Road one more time, and I'm going east from the marsh, and I'm going to see Koschei Volnen in his small house in the south, because I am the only person in the country he will write to, on his slate, about Vasna, and I'm going to ask him whether he wants me to tell her before I go. If he says yes, I will come back and tell her. I will tell her, gently, what is in her, and what depends on it, and that the man who put it there has spent the rest of his life keeping her safe, and is sorry. If he says no, I will not come back. I have not, in 26 years of walking the 13 roads, told a person what is hidden in them. I have not, in 26 years, told a person who is keeping them alive. I do not know what Koschei is going to write on his slate. I do not know what I would write on the slate if you put it in front of me. I do not know what you would do if you woke one morning and found, in a dream, a man at a table writing, and were not, when you sat up, afraid.